The last stand. The vast emptiness of space seemed to mock Commander Elena Reyes as she stood on the bridge of the ESS Defiant, Earth's last orbiting defense platform. The holographic displays surrounding her painted a grim picture. The Kraxan Empire's massive fleet, over 10,000 warships strong, was steadily advancing through the solar system. Humanity's outer colonies had fallen one by one, and now Earth itself stood on the brink of annihilation. Elena's weathered face, etched with the lines of a war that had raged for 5 long years, reflected the soft blue glow of the tactical screens. She watched as the last remnants of Earth's fleet, a pitiful assortment of battered cruisers and fighters, formed a defensive perimeter around the planet. It was a futile gesture, and everyone knew it. "Commander," Lieutenant Sarah Chen called out, her voice tight with tension. "The Kraxan fleet has breached the Kuiper Belt. Estimated time of arrival, 12 hours. Elena closed her eyes, allowing herself a brief moment to feel the weight of fear and desperation that threatened to crush her spirit. Then, with a deep breath, she steeled her resolve. "Understood, Lieutenant. It's time. Initiate Operation Lazarus." A hush fell over the bridge as the crew realized the significance of the order. Operation Lazarus, Earth's final gambit, its last desperate attempt to survive the alien onslaught. Deep beneath the surface of Luna, in a secret facility known only to a handful of Earth's leaders, something stirred. As the Defiant's crew worked feverishly to coordinate Earth's remaining defenses, Elena opened a secure channel to the lunar base. "Dr. Hiroki Tanaka, this is Commander Reyes. The Kraxan have crossed the Kuiper Belt. We're activating Lazarus. May whatever gods exist have mercy on our souls." On Luna, in a cavernous hangar bathed in an eerie blue light, Dr. Tanaka stood before a single ship unlike anything humanity had ever built. Its sleek, obsidian hull seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. No visible weapons marred its surface, no conventional engines were apparent. It was the culmination of decades of reverse-engineered alien technology combined with humanity's boundless creativity and desperation. "Understood, Commander," Tanaka replied, his voice a mixture of excitement and trepidation. "Initiating Lazarus protocols now." As the ship, christened the Phoenix, came to life, Captain Maya Ortiz approached it, her heart racing. As the chosen pilot for this mission, she knew the weight of responsibility that rested on her shoulders. The fate of humanity would be decided by her actions in the coming hours. Dr. Tanaka turned to Maya, his eyes reflecting a complex mix of emotions. "Captain Ortiz, the Phoenix is ready. Remember, this ship is unlike anything we've ever created. Its neural interface will connect directly with your mind, allowing you to control it as if it were an extension of your own body. The quantum drive can bend spacetime itself, and the phase-shift weapons can alter the very fabric of reality. But be cautious. We've pushed the boundaries of physics to create this ship, and we don't fully understand all of its capabilities or limitations." Maya nodded, her expression determined. "I understand, Doctor. I'm ready." As Maya entered the Phoenix and settled into the pilot's chair, she felt a strange tingling sensation at the base of her skull. The neural interface activated, and suddenly her consciousness expanded. She could feel every system of the ship, every circuit, every particle of its being. It was exhilarating and terrifying all at once. "Phoenix to Lunar Base," Maya said, her voice resonating with an otherworldly timbre as it merged with the ship's systems. "All systems online, ready for launch." Back on the Defiant, Commander Reyes watched as a priority transmission came through. Her eyes widened as she read the message, a glimmer of hope igniting in her chest for the first time in years. "Attention all personnel," she announced, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's future. "Operation Lazarus is underway. The Phoenix has launched from Luna. All remaining forces, prepare to provide support and distraction. This is our last chance. Let's make it count." As the crew of the Defiant held their breath, the surface of Luna seemed to ripple. In a burst of energy that defied conventional physics, the Phoenix emerged from its underground lair. It rose gracefully into the void of space before accelerating at an impossible speed, leaving a trail of shimmering distortions in its wake. Aboard the Phoenix, Captain Ortiz felt a surge of exhilaration as the ship responded to her thoughts. The vessel moved with a fluidity that seemed to bend the very fabric of space-time. Star systems blurred past as the Phoenix hurtled towards its confrontation with the Kraxan armada. In the void between Jupiter and Saturn, the Kraxan fleet advanced with unwavering confidence. Aboard the flagship Eternal Subjugator, Supreme Commander Zax surveyed his forces with cold satisfaction. For too long, the humans had resisted the inevitable. Their stubborn defiance had been amusing at first, then irritating. Now, as his fleet prepared to deliver the final blow, Zaxthar felt only contempt for the primitive species that had dared to challenge the Empire's supremacy. Supreme Commander, one of his officers reported, mandibles clicking nervously, "Our long-range sensors have detected an anomaly approaching from the direction of the human homeworld. It appears to be a single vessel, but the energy readings are off the charts. It's moving at a speed we've never encountered before." For the first time in centuries, Zaxthar felt a flicker of uncertainty. He pushed it aside, reminding himself of the overwhelming might at his command. "Prepare the fleet for engagement," he ordered, his voice a low, menacing growl. "Whatever trick the humans have devised, it will not save them." As the Phoenix streaked towards its destiny, Captain Ortiz felt the weight of humanity's hopes resting upon her shoulders. The ship's sensors painted a clear picture of the enormous Kraxan fleet ahead, a wall of destruction poised to annihilate Earth. "Phoenix to Earth," she transmitted, her voice steady despite the odds. "We have visual contact with the enemy fleet, engaging in 5 minutes." On Earth, in underground bunkers and hidden command centers, military leaders and civilians alike held their breath. Some prayed, others wept, all united in the knowledge that the next few hours would determine the fate of their species. Commander Reyes, watching from the Defiant, clenched her fists. "Godspeed, Phoenix," she whispered. "You're all we have left." As the distance closed between humanity's last hope and the alien armada, the stars themselves seemed to hold their breath. The universe watched, waiting to see if a single ship, born of desperation and genius, could turn the tide against an overwhelming force. The Phoenix surged forward, its revolutionary systems pulsing with power. Captain Ortiz, her mind one with the ship, prepared for a battle that would echo through the ages. Whether in triumph or defeat, humanity would show the galaxy that they would not go quietly into the night. The stage was set. The final battle for Earth's survival was about to begin. The quantum dance. As the Phoenix hurtled towards the massive Kraxan armada, Captain Maya Ortiz felt a surge of adrenaline course through her veins. The neural interface connecting her mind to the ship's systems amplified every sensation, making her acutely aware of the awesome power at her fingertips. Initiating quantum camouflage, Maya thought, and the Phoenix obsidian hull shimmered before seeming to vanish entirely. The revolutionary technology didn't just bend light around the ship, it phase-shifted its very existence, allowing it to exist partially out of sync with normal space-time. Supreme Commander Zaxar's compound eyes widened in disbelief as the human vessel disappeared from all sensors. "Impossible," he roared, his mandibles clicking furiously. "Find that ship. Nothing can simply vanish." But the Phoenix was already weaving through the Kraxan fleet, a ghost among giants. Maya marveled at the alien ship's design, massive city-sized vessels bristling with weapons that could shatter planets. Yet for all their power, they were blind to the threat moving among them. "Time to show them what we can do," Maya murmured. With a thought, she activated the Phoenix's primary weapon system, the reality disruptor. Unlike conventional weapons, the reality disruptor manipulated the fundamental forces of the universe itself. A sphere of scintillating energy burst from the Phoenix, engulfing the nearest Kraxan battlecruiser. Within the field, the laws of physics twisted. The strong nuclear force holding together the atoms of the alien vessel weakened, and in a cascading reaction, the ship simply unraveled. One moment, a mighty warship floated in space. The next, it was gone, leaving behind nothing but a rapidly expanding cloud of supersonic particles. The shock wave rippled through the Kraxan fleet. Alarms blared across thousands of ships as the aliens struggled to comprehend what had just happened. Before they could react, another ship vanished, then another. What sorcery is this? Zaxthar bellowed, genuine fear creeping into his voice for the first time in centuries. All ships, evasive maneuvers. Concentrate fire on. But there was nothing to fire at. The Phoenix, still cloaked and undetectable, moved through the fleet like an avenging spirit, its reality disruptor rewriting the laws of physics with each devastating shot. Back on Earth, in the underground command center, General Marcus Steele watched the battle unfold with a mixture of awe and savage satisfaction. "That's it, Ortiz," he growled, a wolfish grin spreading across his scared face. "Show those bastards what happens when you back humanity into a corner." Aboard the Phoenix, Maya allowed herself a moment of grim satisfaction. The years of sacrifice, the countless lives lost in developing this technology, it hadn't been in vain. For the first time since the war began, humanity had the upper hand. But the battle was far from over. The initial surprise of the attack quickly wore off, and the Kraxan began to adapt. Thousands of ships started maneuvering in complex patterns, their weapons charging as they prepared to unleash a barrage that could shatter worlds. "They're adapting," the Phoenix AI warned Maya. "Detecting increased tachyon emissions. Our quantum camouflage may not hold much longer." Maya nodded, her mind racing through possible strategies. Time to change tactics, she thought. Let's see what this ship can really do. With a mental command, Maya deactivated the quantum camouflage. The Phoenix shimmered into view, its obsidian hull reflecting the light of distant stars and weapon discharges. For a moment, both sides seemed to pause, the Kraxan finally laying eyes on the vessel that had wreaked such havoc. Then all hell broke loose. Thousands of Kraxan ships opened fire simultaneously, filling space with a dazzling array of energy beams and exotic particles. The sheer volume of firepower was enough to annihilate entire fleets. But the Phoenix moved like nothing the aliens had ever encountered. It twisted and turned, defying the laws of inertia as Maya's enhanced reflexes, and the ship's AI worked in perfect harmony. Energy beams that should have vaporized the vessel instead passed harmlessly through the space it had occupied microseconds earlier. As the Phoenix danced through the storm of enemy fire, it continued its assault. With each pass, more Kraxan ships vanished, their very atoms scattered to the solar winds. The vast alien fleet, which had seemed so invincible mere minutes ago, was now in complete disarray. Aboard the Eternal Subjugator, Supreme Commander Zaxthar watched in horror as his mighty armada crumbled before a single human ship. His mind reeled, unable to comprehend how the primitive species he had so easily dismissed had developed such devastating technology. "All ships, concentrate fire on that vessel," he roared, desperation creeping into his voice. "I want it destroyed." But the Phoenix was always one step ahead, its impossible maneuvers and devastating weapon leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. As Maya guided the ship through the chaos, she felt a surge of hope. For the first time in years, humanity had a fighting chance. Yet, even as the tide of battle turned, Maya knew that the true test was yet to come. The Kraxan were nothing if not adaptable, and they would not go down without a fight. In the depths of space, humanity's last hope danced among the stars, its every move bringing mankind closer to salvation or annihilation. The quantum dance had begun, and the fate of two civilizations hung in the balance. Back on Earth, Commander Elena Reyes watched the battle unfold with bated breath. "Status report," she barked, her eyes never leaving the holographic display. Lieutenant Chen's fingers flew over her console. "The Phoenix has destroyed approximately 2,000 Kraxan ships, Commander. But there's something strange happening. The enemy fleet's formation is changing. Reyes leaned in, her brow furrowed. Explain. They're clustering, forming tight groups. It's unlike any tactic we've seen from them before. As if on cue, a priority transmission came through from the Phoenix. Captain Ortiz's voice, tinged with an otherworldly resonance from her neural link with the ship, filled the command center. Earth Command, this is Phoenix. The Kraxen are adapting faster than we anticipated. They're using their own ships as shields, sacrificing them to protect their key vessels. Our reality disruptor is still effective, but at this rate, we'll be overwhelmed by sheer numbers before we can take out their entire fleet. Raya's mind raced, considering their options. They had known this mission was a long shot, but to come so close to victory only to fall short, she couldn't accept it. There had to be a way. Captain Ortiz, she said, her voice steady despite the tension. What about the quantum drive? Can we use it offensively? There was a pause, and Reyes could almost feel Maya's mind interfacing with the ship's systems, exploring possibilities they had never considered. It's possible, Maya replied slowly. The drive manipulates space-time itself. In theory, we could create localized temporal distortions, but the effects would be unpredictable. We'd be playing with forces we'd barely understand. Reyes took a deep breath. The fate of our entire species hangs in the balance, Captain. I think it's time we took some risks. You have full authorization. Do whatever it takes. Understood, Commander. Phoenix out. As the transmission ended, Reyes turned to her crew. All remaining Earth forces, prepare for potential temporal anomalies. We're about to venture into uncharted territory. In the heart of the battle, the Phoenix began to glow with an otherworldly light. The quantum drive, once used solely for propulsion, now pulsed with a new purpose. Maya Ortiz, her consciousness expanded beyond normal human limits, reached out with her mind and grasped the very fabric of space-time. Let's rewrite the rules of engagement, she whispered, and activated the drive. The effects were immediate and spectacular. Space itself seemed to ripple and twist around the Phoenix. Kraxen ships caught in the distortion fields began to experience time differently. Some slowed to a crawl, their weapons firing at a fraction of their normal speed. Others accelerated wildly, their hulls aging centuries in seconds. Supreme Commander Zaxar watched in growing horror as sections of his fleet succumbed to temporal chaos. What manner of demons have these humans unleashed? He hissed, his earlier confidence now completely shattered. The battle had become a surreal dance of destruction and chromal manipulation. The Phoenix, guided by Maya's intuition and the ship's advanced AI, wove through the distortions it created, striking at the heart of the Kraxen fleet. But the aliens were not defeated yet. As thousands of their ships fell to the combined assault of the reality disruptor and temporal anomalies, the Kraxen unveiled their own secret weapon. A massive portal tore open in the fabric of space, and from it emerged a ship that dwarfed even the largest Kraxen vessels. Its surface writhed with tentacle-like appendages, each one tipped with a weapon of terrifying power. Quantum signatures detected, the Phoenix A warned. That ship, it's not just from another part of space, it's from another reality entirely. Maya's eyes widened as she realized the implications. The Kraxen hadn't just brought reinforcements, they had called in help from an alternate version of themselves, one perhaps even more technologically advanced. As the multiversal Titan entered the fray, Maya knew that the true battle for humanity's survival was only just beginning. The laws of physics themselves were now their battlefield, and the fate of not just one universe, but potentially infinite realities, hung in the balance. The quantum dance had become a cosmic war, with Earth as its unlikely fulcrum, and Captain Maya Ortiz, aboard the miracle ship Phoenix, stood as humanity's last, best hope for survival. Cosmic chess. As the multiversal Titan emerged from the quantum rift, Captain Maya Ortiz felt a chill run down her spine. The neural interface of the Phoenix amplified her senses, allowing her to perceive the newcomer in ways no human had ever experienced before. It wasn't just a ship. It was a living paradox, a construct that seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously. "Earth Command, this is Phoenix," Maya transmitted, her voice steady despite the overwhelming odds. "We've got a situation here that defies explanation. The Kraxen have brought in something. I'm not even sure how to describe it." Back on Earth, Commander Elena Reyes listened with growing concern. "We're seeing it, Phoenix. Our analysts are calling it a quantum dreadnought. Whatever it is, it's putting out energy readings that are off the charts." Maya watched as the quantum dreadnought began to move. Its tentacle-like appendages writhed, each movement seeming to bend the fabric of reality around it. Smaller Kraxen ships moved in its wake, protected by fields of warped spacetime that the Phoenix's sensors could barely penetrate. "They're not just fighting us in normal space anymore," Maya realized. "This is multidimensional warfare." As if to confirm her thoughts, the quantum dreadnought unleashed its first attack. A beam of pure probability lanced out, narrowly missing the Phoenix. Where it passed, space itself seemed to unravel, creating a wake of quantum foam and collapsing timelines. "Evasive maneuvers," Maya shouted, more for her own benefit than the ship's. The Phoenix responded instantly, its quantum drive engaging in ways its designers had never imagined possible. The ship didn't just move through space, it phased in and out of multiple realities, becoming a blur of potentialities that the Kraxen struggled to target. Supreme Commander Zaxthar, watching from the bridge of the Eternal Subjugator, chittered in a mixture of awe and frustration. "How are they doing this?" he demanded of his science officer. "No primitive species should be capable of such feats." The science officer's compound eyes flickered nervously. "Supreme Commander, I believe they're not just using technology. Somehow, they've merged their consciousness with their ship. They're evolving before our very eyes." Zaxar's mandibles clacked in shock. The implications were staggering. If the humans could adapt this quickly, could merge with their technology so seamlessly, the Kraxen Empire's superiority might not be as absolute as they had always believed. Back aboard the Phoenix, Maya was coming to a similar realization. With each passing moment, her connection to the ship deepened. She wasn't just piloting it anymore. She was becoming one with it, her human intuition merging with its vast computational power. "Phoenix to Earth," she transmitted. "I think I understand what's happening. This ship, it's not just a weapon. It's a catalyst for human evolution. We're changing, adapting in real time to match the Kraxen's capabilities." In the Earth Command Center, Reyes and her team listened in stunned silence. General Marcus Steele was the first to speak, his gruff voice tinged with awe. "My God, we didn't just build a ship. We've created a new stage of human development." As the battle raged on, it became clear that this was no longer just a fight for survival. It was a cosmic chess match, with moves and countermoves playing out across multiple dimensions and timelines. The quantum dreadnought unleashed waves of chronotons, attempting to age the Phoenix out of existence. Maya countered by phase-shifting the ship through parallel timelines, emerging unscathed and launching a barrage of reality-warping torpedoes that caused sections of the dreadnought to temporarily regress into unformed quantum potential. Kraxen ships attempted to swarm the Phoenix, only to find themselves trapped in bubble universes where the laws of physics had been subtly altered, rendering their weapons useless. The Phoenix danced through these self-created pocket dimensions, picking off the confused alien vessels with surgical precision. But the Kraxen were far from defeated. The quantum dreadnought began to spawn smaller versions of itself, temporal echoes that existed partially in other realities. These phantasmal ships phased in and out of normal space, their attacks coming from impossible angles and timeframes. Maya gritted her teeth, pushing her merged consciousness with the Phoenix to its limits. "Two can play at that game," she muttered. With a thought, she activated a previously dormant system of the ship, the quantum replicator. Suddenly, there wasn't just one Phoenix. Temporal duplicates burst into existence, each piloted by a version of Maya from slightly different timelines. The battlefield became a kaleidoscope of shifting probabilities, with multiple phoenixes engaging the Kraxen across a multi-dimensional front. On Earth, in underground bunkers and hidden command centers, humanity watched in awe as the battle unfolded in ways that defied comprehension. Scientists struggled to explain what they were seeing, while military strategists realized that every rule of engagement they had ever known was now obsolete. "This isn't just a war," Dr. Hiroki Tanaka whispered, watching the feeds from his lab on Luna. "This is the birth of a new cosmic order." As the conflict escalated to levels of complexity that strained the very fabric of reality, both the Kraxen and humanity began to realize that this battle could not be won through sheer firepower or technological superiority. The universe itself seemed to be reacting to their struggle, quantum fluctuations rippling out from the battlefield and affecting star systems light-years away. Maya, her consciousness now expanded beyond anything a human had ever experienced, saw the patterns emerging in the chaos. This wasn't just a fight between two species. It was a test, a cosmic crucible in which the future of intelligent life in the universe was being forged. With this realization came a moment of perfect clarity. Maya understood what needed to be done, not just to win the battle, but to reshape the very nature of existence itself. "Phoenix to all units," she transmitted, her voice resonating across multiple realities. "Prepare for final phase. We're not just fighting for Earth anymore. We're fighting for the future of all sentient life." As Maya prepared to make her move, a gambit that would redefine the very nature of reality, the universe seemed to hold its breath. The cosmic chess game was approaching its endgame, and the next move would determine the fate of not just humanity, but of all possible futures across the multiverse. Singularity Gambit. The cosmos trembled as Captain Maya Ortiz, her consciousness now spanning multiple realities, prepared for humanity's final move. The battlefield had transcended physical space, becoming a multidimensional chessboard where the pieces were entire timelines and the stakes were the very fabric of existence. Initiating Singularity Protocol, Maya announced, her voice reverberating across the quantum network that now linked all versions of the Phoenix across parallel universes. On Earth, in the depths of the command bunker, Commander Elena Reyes felt a shiver run down her spine. Singularity Protocol. That wasn't part of the original plan. What exactly are you doing, Captain? Maya's response came not just through communication channels, but seemed to echo in the minds of everyone watching the battle unfold. "We're rewriting the rules of the game, Commander. The Kraxen think they're fighting a war. We're about to show them they're part of something much bigger." With a thought that rippled across dimensions, Maya activated the Phoenix's most closely guarded secret, the Cosmic Algorithm Engine. This wasn't just a computer or an AI. It was a system designed to calculate and manipulate the fundamental mathematical principles underlying all of reality. As the engine spun up, reality itself began to warp around the Phoenix. The quantum dreadnought, sensing the immense power building up, launched a desperate attack. Beams of chronometric energy lashed out, attempting to erase the Phoenix from history. But Maya was ready. The temporal duplicates of the Phoenix moved in perfect synchronization, forming a hyperdimensional lattice that channeled the Kraxen's attack into the Cosmic Algorithm Engine. "They don't realize it," Maya transmitted to Earth, "but they're actually helping us. Every attack they launch, every bit of exotic energy they throw at us, it's all feeding into the equation." Supreme Commander Zaxthar, watching from the bridge of the Eternal Subjugator, felt a growing sense of dread. Something was happening that went beyond his comprehension. The battle was shifting in ways that defied the laws of physics as he understood them. "Full retreat," he bellowed, his mandibles clicking in panic. "All ships disengage but it was too late. The Phoenix, now glowing with an inner light that seemed to outshine the stars themselves, began to pulse with waves of pure information. These waves washed over the Kraxen fleet, over Earth, over entire star systems. Where they passed, reality changed. On Earth, scientists watched in awe as their instruments recorded the impossible. The fundamental constants of the universe, the speed of light, the gravitational constant, the strong nuclear force, were all shifting, rewriting themselves in real time. "My God," Dr. Hiroki Tanaka breathed, staring at his readings. "They're not just winning the battle, they're redesigning the entire cosmos." In the command center, General Marcus Steele turned to Commander Reyes, his gruff voice tinged with a mixture of awe and fear. "What the hell is happening out there, Elena?" Reyes shook her head, her eyes never leaving the holographic display. I think we're witnessing the birth of a new reality." Back in the heart of the battle, Maya felt her consciousness expanding beyond anything she had ever imagined. She could see the underlying code of the universe, the quantum strings that tied all of existence together. And with the power of the Phoenix and the cosmic algorithm engine, she could rewrite that code. The Kraxan fleet, caught in the waves of universal reformation, began to change. Ships morphed and twisted, their very atoms reconfiguring. But this wasn't destruction, it was transformation. "You don't have to be our enemies." Maya's thoughts echoed across space and time, reaching the minds of every Kraxan. "We can rewrite this story together." Supreme Commander Zaxthar, his ship melting and reforming around him, felt millennia of ingrained hatred and fear melt away. For the first time, he saw the humans not as inferior beings to be conquered, but as fellow travelers in the cosmic journey. As the waves of change spread outward, encompassing more and more of the universe, something miraculous began to happen. The barrier between thought and reality, between consciousness and the physical world, began to blur. Earth itself started to transform. Cities reshaped themselves, technology leaped forward centuries in moments. But more than that, the collective consciousness of humanity began to merge and expand, linking with the transformed Kraxan and reaching out to touch the minds of countless other species across the galaxy. The Phoenix, now less a ship and more a nexus of infinite possibility, hung at the center of this cosmic web. Maya, her individual identity both dissolving and expanding to encompass something far greater, realized that this was more than victory. It was evolution on a universal scale. "We did it," she transmitted, her thoughts reaching every transformed being across the new reality. "But this isn't the end, it's just the beginning." As the waves of change reached the edge of the observable universe, a new cosmic order was born. The war between humanity and the Kraxan hadn't just been averted, it had been rendered obsolete. In its place was a new paradigm of existence, where the boundaries between species, between mind and matter, between possibility and reality, had been forever blurred. The Singularity Gambit had paid off, not just saving Earth, but catapulting all of existence into a new stage of cosmic evolution. As the new universe settled into its transformed state, Maya, or what Maya had become, looked out upon infinity and smiled. The game had changed. The cosmic chess match was over. And what lay ahead was an endless journey of discovery, creation, and wonder that would span eternity itself. In this new reality, the story of humanity and the Kraxan was just one of countless tales waiting to be told. The universe had become a canvas of infinite possibility, and every being within it now held the brush of creation in their hands. The next chapter of cosmic history was about to begin, and it promised to be more incredible than anything that had come before. Echoes of eternity. In the aftermath of the Singularity Gambit, the universe pulsed with newfound awareness. The transformed beings that were once humans and Kraxan found themselves in a reality that defied conventional understanding. This final chapter would explore the profound implications of their cosmic metamorphosis. Captain Maya Ortiz, now an entity of pure consciousness spanning multiple dimensions, surveyed the new cosmic landscape. Her thoughts resonated across the fabric of space-time, reaching the countless minds now interconnected in this vast neural network of existence. "Welcome," she broadcast, her message carried on waves of quantum entanglement, to the dawn of the cosmic cognizance. On what was once Earth, the transformed inhabitants marveled at their new reality. Cities had become living, breathing entities, their structures flowing and adapting to the needs of their residents in real time. The boundary between technology and biology had dissolved, with every atom vibrating with sentience. Dr. Hiroki Tanaka, his consciousness now merged with the very equations he once studied, reached out across the galactic expanse. The universe, he mused, his thoughts echoing through the cosmic web, it's not just alive, it's aware, and we are its neurons. In the heart of what was once cracks in space, Supreme Commander Zaxthar, or the entity that had evolved from him, experienced an epiphany. The millennia of conflict that had defined his species now seemed like a distant dream, replaced by an overwhelming sense of unity with all of existence. We were blind. Zaxthar's thoughts rippled across the cosmos, fighting against our own reflection in the mirror of reality. Now, we see the truth of our interconnectedness. As the newly evolved beings explored their transformed existence, they discovered abilities that bordered on the divine. Chronoforming, the power to reshape time itself, allowing them to visit any point in history or potential future. Reality sculpting, the ability to mold the physical universe like clay, creating or transforming entire galaxies with a mere thought. Consciousness surfing, the capacity to ride the waves of universal awareness, experiencing existence from the perspective of any entity, from a subatomic particle to a supermassive black hole. Dimensional weaving, the skill to thread together multiple realities, creating tapestries of alternate universes and exploring the infinite possibilities of existence. Quantum harmonizing, the talent to synchronize with the underlying frequencies of the cosmos, conducting symphonies of creation and destruction on a universal scale. Yet, with these godlike powers came profound responsibilities. The transformed beings realized that their actions could have consequences rippling across multiple dimensions and timelines. Commander Elena Reyes, her consciousness now intertwined with the cosmic fabric, called for a grand assembly. Beings from across the transformed universe gathered in a forum that transcended space and time. We stand at a crossroads. Elena's thoughts reverberated through the cosmic assembly. With our newfound powers, we could reshape reality on a whim. But should we? The debate that followed was unlike any in the history of existence. Ideas and experiences were shared not through words, but through direct transmission of consciousness. Entire universes were simulated and explored in the span of what would have once been seconds. As the cosmic discussion unfolded, a new purpose began to emerge. The transformed beings realized that their evolution was not an end, but a beginning. They were not meant to be passive gods in a static universe, but active gardeners of existence itself. We have been given the tools of creation. Maya's voice echoed across the infinite expanse. Now, we must use them to nurture the growth of consciousness throughout the multiverse. And so, the beings once known as humans and Kraxen embarked on a new mission, to seek out nascent universes and civilizations, guiding them towards their own paths of enlightenment. They became cosmic mentors, nurturing the seeds of awareness across the vast garden of existence. But this was not a mission of uniformity. Each civilization they encountered was encouraged to find its own unique path to cosmic awareness. The transformed beings acted not as conquerors or rulers, but as gentle guides and protectors. As eons passed in the blink of a cosmic eye, the universe blossomed with diversity and creativity beyond imagination. Countless civilizations rose to join the cosmic community, each bringing its own unique perspective to the grand tapestry of existence. Yet, even in this new state of being, mysteries remained. At the fringes of known reality, the transformed beings encountered phenomena that defied even their enhanced understanding. Dark energy, the nature of time, and the origins of consciousness itself remained elusive, tantalizing puzzles that spurred them to continue their journey of discovery. And so the cosmic odyssey continued. The beings that had once been Captain Maya Ortiz, Commander Elena Reyes, Supreme Commander Zaxthar, and countless others spread across the infinite expanse of reality. They had transcended the boundaries of species, of form, of time and space itself. Their eternal quest was no longer for victory or survival, but for understanding, for growth, for the continuous evolution of consciousness itself. In this endless journey, they found a purpose greater than any they could have imagined in their former existences. As the echoes of their transformation reverberated through eternity, the cosmos itself seemed to pulse with newfound vitality. The war that had once threatened to tear them apart had become the catalyst for a union more profound than any could have dreamed. And somewhere, in the infinite layers of reality, the quantum whisper of what was once the phoenix continued its endless flight, a symbol of the indomitable spirit that had led them to transcend the very boundaries of existence itself. The story of humanity in the Kraxen had become the prologue to an epic tale of cosmic proportions, and as the transformed beings ventured into the unknown, they carried with them the eternal flame of curiosity, compassion, and courage that had defined them from the very beginning. The universe, vast and mysterious as ever, awaited, and they, the children of stardust and quantum dreams, were ready to embrace whatever wonders and challenges lay ahead in the infinite cosmic dance of existence.